That's right, Rocky. We are back, and hopefully back everywhere.
Yes, we are live right now. We are live on Periscope. Welcome, everybody. Please share this out. My name is Jake from Total News Network. I'm here with Rich from 1600 Reasons Why. What's up, Rich?
Not too much, and together with Vantage Point. Appreciate you joining us today.
Absolutely. We are live right now on YouTube, on Stream.me, and Periscope.
Sweet. Glad it's working out. So how's everywhere in the sunny places that you're at?
Right now it's pretty good here in South Florida. It's actually starting to cool off a little bit, which is cool. No pun intended.
Right.
So that's always nice. You know, we usually have two temperatures here, hot and hotter, so two seasons.
Well, it's every time I've been down there, it's been very nice. So yeah, nothing to gripe about, right?
No, exactly. I'm checking out chat right now, see who's on. Oh, I like the backdrop. What is that?
That would be Water and a Rock. I don't know where it's at. I'm assuming Bali or Tahiti, but that's a drone shot from one.
Oh, nice.
As soon as I find out where that's at, that'll be my next destination of vacation, because that's the rest.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, the rest
looks like you can take canoes through it or whatever.
Yeah.
Kayaks.
I don't know if that's a high tide, low tide thing, but that cave looks like it'd be pretty cool.
Yeah, you don't want to be in there when high tide comes in, that's for sure.
No.
So if you guys do like drone footage, definitely check out Vantage Point on YouTube. And even on here on Periscope Vantage Point, we have a bunch of drone videos that Rich goes live stream out in Arizona and all different places. So that's pretty cool.
Yeah, it was. And what's my thing? By the way, here it is again. That's the disc that was used on the Desert Castle on fire. So just so you know, just want to get that out there.
Yeah, cool. So I see in our title, because we usually pick about 3 topics to talk about. Rich really wanted to talk about this media, the enemy of the people statement or tweet from President Trump. As you know, he's talking about the fake news media, not all the media. But of course, the fake news media is going to make it like he's talking about all media.
Yeah, that was Sarah Sanders, which obviously she has a tough job. And one of the things she was talking about is that he wasn't talking about mainstream media as being enemy of the. So I'll read what his quote was from this morning. He said, "The fake news media, the true enemy of the people, must stop the open and obvious hostility and report the news accurately and fairly. That will do much to put out the flame of anger and outrage, and we will then be able to bring all sides together in peace and harmony. Fake news must end." Of course, media outlets took umbrage with that, and which I think is funny, because I would have been like, oh, so you think I'm talking about you? You must be doing the fake news, instead of saying, oh, he must be talking about somebody else. I don't know. But yeah.
Right, almost like a guilty complex the media seems to have. Of course, they're trying to tie that into the whole Hitler or any dictator that attacks the media that's negative to him. We're not talking about being negative to President Trump. He doesn't mind that.
No.
It's the constant 90% negative lies and coverage that they give him, even when he does great things. You know, obviously, we know that our media is controlled by George Soros, the master globalist. And I know we got to be careful because this crazy lunatic sent out bombs to all these different people. But that's exactly what they want us to do, is not speak out against people we know are out to get us, are out to end Christianity, end conservatism. George Soros is one of the main people behind all of these rallies and all these printed signs. So I'm only calling it as it is.
Yeah, you know, if in the end, if this does nothing else, you know, because now a lot of the more local news people are talking about how they're starting to suffer the effects. You know, people were talking about fake news as it pertained to the large media organizations, but now they're talking about it. Oh, well, we hear it now when we're on the streets, and it makes me sorry to be in the news, and my parents must think I'm a liberal because of what I cover out there. And that's not what it is at all. It's not what you cover. Obviously, it's how you cover it. And
absolutely.
And if nothing else happens, if it makes them take more ownership of the type of articles that they put out there, and they don't go for the clickbait, and it's more about what the actual news is. If in the end, if this dialogue, in whatever form it's taken at the moment, makes them more accountable to themselves and therefore to us, then it has actually served a purpose, because obviously there's a bazillion examples of how the news, has been outright fake.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And, you know, the last thing we need to do is try to be silent now as they're trying to silence us. Now, if I don't know if you noticed today, they were starting to attack Gab because this lunatic that shot up the Tree of Life place in, that killed 11 people in Pittsburgh, the Jewish synagogue. He was all over Gab. So now, obviously, they're looking to shut down Gab. And, you know, that's just what they would love. Meanwhile, all the people that post hate and threats on Twitter, that's no problem, according to, you know, Twitter.
Right.
But let's shut down Gab because they allow conservatives to speak. This is clearly the angle they're going with here.
Yeah, and obviously I always look for an alternative motive in most of these things. So the attack on Gab that's out there right now, I just wonder, the financiers, the advertisers, the people, and the other large social media people out there like YouTube and Periscope, and could it be that they don't want more competition in their business model, in their space? This is a good opportunity for them to say, oh, see, you need our censorship, you need our wisdom, our guidance, because if you let these social media companies let the people govern themselves, then this is what you're going to get, anarchy and chaos. So
no, absolutely. And, you know, and that's it. It's all about trying to control our speech and shut down platforms or shut down conservatives. I mean, I've had 10 pages shut down, so nobody's surprised by that. But then you got the Hollywood jumping in on everything, which they have the right to speak. But Rich, tell everybody, if they don't know, about Jim Carrey and how he's just completely lost his mind lately.
Yeah, old Jim, you know, and he's fantastic at what he does, except espouse his political views. He wrote a couple days ago, today they tried to murder 2 presidents as well as public servants and journalists. Make no mistake, these terrorists were encouraged and emboldened by the hate speech of Donald Trump. Now, that's fine if he wants to say that, but he goes further and says, if you can't see the clear menace of this man's influence by now, then you are a part of it. Okay.
Right.
So, yeah, I mean,
basically, if you don't think like we do, then, you know, you've lost your mind or whatever.
Well, he's just saying that we're mindless puppets, and that, you know, if we don't kowtow, or no, I should, if we don't shout down Trump and what he says about the about his views, our views, my views, your views, then we're part of the menacing problem. You know, I know Michael Moore, he's been showing the pictures of the shooter of the bomber.
Right.
Wait, which one was it? No, it was the shooter. And he actually said that he went to the rally because he's got the photos. Have you seen the footage?
That was the so-called MAGA bomber, the guy that's been a lunatic since 2002, and he was holding up a sign at the Trump rally. Yeah, that was the bomber. Right,
and he couldn't just leave it at that. Yeah, we found him. He was at the Trump thing. He had to say, he went on to say, our fellow Americans are lost souls full of anger and possible violence, easily fed a pile of lies so large and toxic that we wondered if there would ever be a chance that we could bring them back from the dark side. So now we're the dark side. Now anybody who agrees with any of the positions that Trump takes is the dark side, you know?
Yeah, it's crazy. You know, meanwhile, the guy, the bomber, and I don't say his name, that sent out all the pipe bombs that didn't go off.
Right.
Meanwhile, he's been in trouble since like 2002. He threatened to like blow up FPL because they cut his power off. Yeah. You know, he's got other felony charges, you know, but let's paint him as a Trump supporter. Why don't we?
Yeah. No, like he's freshly come into this view just since Trump's become a president. I think he was either arrested 10 or 15 times.
Yeah.
And told the utility company that he'd blow him up. It would be worse than 9/11. So why is this guy not on the FBI's watch list? Why are they not, or are they, or were they
Right.
watching his watching
Right.
his
Once
social
again,
post? And
once again, here's a guy driving around with a van with crosshairs over Hillary.
yeah,
But yeah, that doesn't raise a red flag.
no,
I mean, constantly we're finding out when these people do these things, they were on the radar or we're already in trouble. Now let's get back to Jim Carrey. You never read the tweet to follow that one, the one where he calls out Maxine Waters to say get in people's faces, and Cory Booker say people
yeah,
get in
exactly.
people's faces.
That's
Did
right.
he actually, Jim Carrey, did he tweet that out or no?
I don't have the actual tweets. This was off a news feed that I saw this. You know,
Right.
my Twitter is limited, so yeah,
Right.
that's what you saw.
So actually, I'm being sarcastic. No, Jim Carrey did not tweet out how Maxine Waters needs to stop her rhetoric and what's his name,
Right.
the other guy, because why would he? Why
Right.
would he point out the left's rhetoric? You have
Right.
to only point out Trump's. So this is, listen, if like if Juan Williams would ever just say, hey, Maxine Waters and Booker, all of them need to stop, and President Trump needs to stop, then you might give them some credit. But they only point out what President Trump says. I would respect him if he said
Sure.
both sides and here's examples need to stop, but they
Sure.
never do.
Hey, we are days from midterm elections. I don't believe at this point anybody's going to pull back anything right now on
Right.
actually on either side. But you're absolutely right. In the quiet moments of reflection after the midterms, yeah, you would hope to see some balanced and fair reporting and
No, you won't.
viewpoints. No, there probably won't be, but you can
No,
always
and great
hope.
point. November 6th, everybody. I already voted here in Florida early.
Yep.
I already voted Republican up and down the ticket.
Yep.
You must vote. If you do not vote for these midterms and lock in the power so we can continue to succeed with the Trump agenda, then really, don't bother even talking about it anymore, in my opinion. If you don't vote, you really don't have the right to complain about it, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think that's been the undercurrent all along with voting. Either participate or, yeah, because after the, I don't know if you knew it or not, but at the school in North Carolina, there was a student today that was shot by another student. I think there was some bullying situation going on.
Wow.
And the student brought to school. They had altercation. One got shot a few
Wow.
times, and subsequently, died at the hospital. Prayers go out to the parents of the one who died, and the jacked up life for now on for the family.
So the kid was being bullied, and he brought a gun to school and shot up some people. How many people did he shoot?
No, he didn't shoot up just the person I believe that was
just the
bullying,
person that was bullying.
and that's what I'm assuming. But of course, immediately on the social
And
media,
this was in North Carolina?
yeah, right outside of Charlotte, as a matter of fact, and immediately on social media when all the calls going out for gun control and we got to stop this and how's a kid get a gun, yada yada yada, all that stuff. And one of the things were the chant that they had going on, vote blue, they'll know what to do.
Right.
And I was thinking to myself, no, vote red or the Constitution's dead. You gotta
Exactly.
you gotta get
And,
out there.
and it's not guns, as we all know.
No.
But they keep saying guns, guns, guns.
Right.
People, these lunatics, these people need help. We have to attack mental illness. Until we change the mind and hearts of people, don't blame the thing they use, like guns. What are you going to do? You're going to ban trucks? Because these lunatics get in trucks and they run people over. They make pipe bombs. Fortunately, this guy wasn't too smart and none of them went off, thankfully. But what are you going to do? Ban PVC pipes and ban the mail? I mean, it's not guns. It's
Right.
the heart and minds of people. We
Right.
have obviously a mental illness problem here that we need to combat. I mean,
Yeah,
and of course they know that, but they're just using it, for more gun control. That's it.
Right. But that's okay because they may get the support they need because let's not forget. This is going to be your new neighbors in Texas. This is going to be the 14,000 that are coming to your door. This is them pushing through a barricade as they were coming out of Honduras. A great group of guys. I don't think the police were throwing the trash can. I think that was pretty much being thrown at them. But Yeah, so
Wow.
so roughly 5,000, I think, or numbers jumped up to 5,200 troops are going to be deployed down on the border, along with military police and other ones as as the caravan, of course, pushes northwards. And I think there's some small town in Texas is where it's supposed to be coming to. I know the Attorney General of Texas made the comment. He said, "Yeah," he said, "I know it's going to cost billions to build the wall." He said, "But illegal immigration costs billions. And once you get over the initial cost of the wall,
Right.
you can mitigate the cost years down the road and recoup a lot
Absolutely.
of that
Pay
money."
a little now and save millions later.
Exactly. So we'll see.
Yeah. So now this is the first time I believe now Bush and Obama have sent the National Guard to the border, right?
Right.
But this is the first time Trump is actually sending the military to the border, which I think is awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be, you want to talk about optics. It's going to be really interesting to see what happens when these people try to push through and what the response is going to be.
Well, and you have Obama out there on the campaign trail, which I can't believe he even still out there. I just lost my mic there. Sorry about that.
Sorry?
And he's like making a joke of it. Oh, so now we're supposed to be worried about these women and children coming far away. They're not even here yet, but these are the fear tactics. He knows damn well what's mixed in there.
Yes.
And he doesn't care. So basically, he's just telling you the same policy had then. But which is kind of funny because he was like the deporter in chief secretly. He's deported more people than anybody can ever imagine. But here he is talking about how, making fun of that they're heading this way. Obama just needs to go in the woods with Hillary and have a little campfire and just stay the hell out.
Yeah.
He has the right to talk, and I'm
Sure.
glad. Keep coming around, Obama. Keep coming around, Hillary. Keep talking, and you'll just guarantee Trump's going to be elected again, and we're going to win the midterm. So I love it.
Yeah, knowing Hillary could be an alternative should spur people to the polls in mass. So, yeah,
Wow.
but those are the So those were the main news things today. I don't know if you picked up on anything else.
No, I was really busy today, so I didn't even really go live much today. I went live before this on Total's News Network. My mic's having a problem here. Keeps falling down. And I was just telling people, this is what I'm going to say. For those on YouTube, thanks for joining. For those who are joining right now and replay viewers, I really need you guys to do me a favor. And some of you have been with me a long time. We really need to get to 100 subscribers on YouTube so we can make a custom web address, a custom URL. Right now we have about 65. So if you are on YouTube, please go to Vantage Point USA. It has an American flag as the profile pic. This way you're on the right one. And subscribe over there and make sure you hit the notifications so you know when we come on live. There's a little bell on the right you can hit.
Now, Jake, I know on your Periscope page, to push it over the top, you offered to take your shirt off.
No.
And I think that got you the votes that you needed. I mean, the subscribe. What do you say?
That was FB Live Real News. That was one time, and I actually that'll never happen again. I erased that broadcast. There'll be no taking my shirt off for subscribers this time. I probably put on about 20 pounds since then.
Oh wow, that's all right. Well, we'll have to have some giveaway or something. We'll have to come up with something else. That's
we'll come up with something for sure.
But
go ahead, Rich.
Rocky was saying that crooked Hillary was crying this weekend that she wanted to. She still wants to be president. Yeah, no kidding. You're absolutely right, Rocky. And she will hopefully keep crying about that until she's a long way from this earth. Because yeah.
Well, I appreciate you guys tuning in. It's just going to be a quick one here. Of course, there is Monday Night Football. My Giants
that's right.
are pathetic. 1-8. I mean, I still wear my Giants hat because, I'm not a fair weather fan.
Right.
But my God, are they bad. I think it's time for Manning to go. We either need a line that could stop people. I need a mic that will stay up here. And we need to get rid of Manning because he runs like he's got crap in his diapers. So something's got to happen. Yeah. 1-8. They're the embarrassment of NFL right now. It's not good. So.
Well, and before we go, just remember once again, marshal your friends, get them to the voting booth, because I guarantee you the other side is doing it, enforce. They're passionate about their viewpoints. They're passionate about their opinions.
Absolutely.
And whether or not they're passionate about their candidates, they're going to be punching the buttons for them. So please make sure that you also go there and punch buttons. And while
yes, the buddy system. Make sure definitely you bring friends when you vote. Last time we were live, I asked everybody to do a challenge. Text 5 of your friends and remind them to vote. And if they believe in the things you believe, help them out with the names, because not everybody knows who supports the Trump agenda.
Right.
And so I texted 5 people, and they were business owners, and 3 of them were not even Republicans. And I had to remind them that you're a business owner. And this guy here in Florida, Gillum, is trying to bring a state tax here in Florida, and he's just going to destroy your business. So I did my part. Make sure you bring people when you go vote, and that's the way we're going to win.
Yeah, I don't know if we're going to be doing I don't know or if we're going to be doing a Halloween show. All right. But I do know that we do have an up and coming show about socialism and Marxism. So if you really want to know what's infiltrated this country, especially since the late 60s, 68 from on forward, be a good show to watch. If you don't fully understand the socialism and the Marxism theme that's running through this country right now, it might be a little bit educational. You may know 10 times more than we do about it, but it may be a worthwhile show for you. That was spurred by the reporting that came out, and I don't remember the exact numbers. Don't quote me, but it was something like 68% of the liberals support socialism, but the more shocking number was it was like 35 or 40%, and it may not have been that high. Like I said, don't remember the numbers, but the fact that any Republican capitalist viewed people actually supported any type of socialism was kind of an eye-opener. So we just want to make sure.
They don't know what socialism is. They hear, free healthcare, free college.
Yeah.
Oh, socialism is awesome.
Yeah.
Why didn't we do this years ago?
Right. So we're gonna come up with that as well. So hey, don't forget, while you're punching numbers, please punch the subscribe button, hit the like button if you would. We're going to go ahead and carry this out with the outro. If it works, appreciate your patience coming back with us on the faux pas at the beginning with the streaming thing. It is technology. It does go awry sometimes, but thanks very much.
Absolutely. Thanks for tuning in, everybody. We'll see you later.
God bless.
I would like to begin with a poem in old-fashioned meter. Be good to us, and we will be good to you. Be good to us, and we will be good. I would like to begin with a poem in old-fashioned meter. Be good to us, and we will be good to you. Be good to us.